Hey there! Start here with another no mods, no bonus mods, level 99 clear, just, getting it done for the clear rewards type of thing. And this time featuring the new NieR unit 2B. She's the one that I went for big time, so I got her up to EX2. I went ahead and level 130'd her. You don't need to level 130 her, but you do need to have her EX2 if you want to follow this strategy exactly, because she needs to have her limit burst up on turn 1. This is going to be another 3-turn clear, just like the one that we did before, because 2B's rotation is fairly simple to set up for a burst. You do her Brave Shift LB, which adds the modifier boost to her normal form limit burst. And then turn 2, you do her buffs, like her light amps and all that stuff, light imbue, and all that jazz. And then on turn 3, you just drop the hammer with the normal form limit burst, and she just crushes it. So everyone else here is really just for the support. Ling is going to be bringing the killers, because we don't want to waste a turn having 2B apply her own killers. You could theoretically do that, but we're not going to waste that time. So that's what Ling is there for. She's also going to do the light imbue for the rest of the team. You've got Starlight Elena there. She's going to do a little bit of damage, but honestly, her biggest thing is getting rid of the barrier on turn 1, so we can do just a little bit of damage on that turn. That's more for like if your units aren't that strong, and you need to do a little bit of extra damage on turn 1. So that's what she's there for. Otherwise, you can literally just kind of swap her out for any other damage dealer you might have. Maeve is there to passively provoke all the fixed attacks. That's just to make sure Runda doesn't take too much damage. It's not totally necessary. Runda can tank it if you build him tanky enough. But it's nice just to have the fixed attacks go to somebody else so that he can just focus on tanking it, all the other damage. Cacteria is here for the breaks. Runda's here for the tanks. So let's just go ahead and get right to it. Ling here, she's not really wearing... I had a couple of different builds in mind for her. At one point I had her the provoke unit, but yeah, ignore that. Just give her a decent amount of HP. And Call of the Wild is important for getting the light imbue up and running on turn 1, because we're going to have... that gives her 8 LB fill at the beginning of the turn, and then Runda will give her 10 more so that she can do her light imbue on turn 1. That is fairly important for this particular strategy, and she's basically got the exact same gear in both forms, so that's it. 2B is geared up for damage. I could definitely go bigger on her. I could throw all the cow gear I have on her, but I didn't want to go all out, so hopefully this is a more reasonable build for most people. Yeah, and it doesn't take much to really get her up and running. She caps things pretty easily if you have her STMR. You do notice I have A2's TMR there for that extra 500 static attack. I don't have her EX3 yet, so I don't have a vision card. So I just gave her Chizuru's card because it's a nice, it's easily accessible. You can get it in the Perma VC shop. If you had like Hero Dai's card or something, that would be better, because Hero Dai's card gives flat attack no matter what. You could also put, if you have it, you could put Knights of Grandshelt card on her, because that would also give her 500 static attack with a really high attack stat. But yeah, as you're going to see, it's unnecessary. And so she is maxed on everything. 300 human machine, 300 LB, 400 TDH. Basically the exact same build in this form. Nothing else really shaken. Alright. Here is Starlight Elena's build. Honestly, she doesn't really, her damage is irrelevant here. Your Starlight Elena can honestly be EX0, and you can just put nothing on her. I tried to give her some killers and everything, and gave her intrinsic ability. I even gave her Hero Dai's card, but you'll see in the damage comparison that she's not really doing much here. All right, but she is maxed out on Human and machine, yep. So, you know, it'll be a fair comparison between her and 2B in the end, to just kind of see how they do on the burst turn. And yeah, Maeve, she's just passive provoking. I gave her 2 Moogle charms, but if you don't have 2 of them, just whatever you need to do to make her passive provoke. I'm just lazy, and that's just what I wanted to throw on her. You know, you just want somebody who's got decent defense stat, plus you can triple bolting strike. She's got a couple other nice support skills in her kit. Just make sure you do not give her TMR or STMR, because you do not want her auto cover proccing. Otherwise, she's going to cover when Runda's supposed to cover, and then she's going to die. And I mean, it's not a big deal if she dies, but because Runda will still take care of business. But yeah, if you can avoid it, avoid it. So just don't equip her TMR or STMR there. Yeah, you don't need to worry about her Brave Shift form. She can be EX0 as well. So, you know, that's fine. EX0 Maeve works here. Cacteria, she's starting in Brave Shift form, and she's wearing Obsidian Bracer. That is just to take the sting off, the damage over time. You see, it's still going to hurt, you know, folks that have really low spirit and really low HP, like Cacteria herself, but she will survive till turn 3, no problem. Yeah, you can see this is just like, I don't even touch. Like, this is all just like favorited gear. I don't even touch her. So, just a bunch of random gear on there. Runda is, yeah, I'm you know, I'm going to maintain his sort of, you know, cheaper budget build here, at least until I do my rank 1 clear, and then I'll definitely give him the better gear. Yeah, trying to just keep it cheap on Runda. I did give him a bit more lightning resist, so he's got 230 lightning resist, just to, you know, make sure he doesn't take too much damage. Although I don't think we're actually going to get to that turn. I think that's turn... I think it does the imbue on turn 3, and we're going to kill on turn 3, so I don't think we need to worry about it too much, right? I can't really remember. We're going to find out when we get in there. All right, let's do it. All right, so yeah, you see that huge morale buff that the boss has at the beginning. I'm pretty sure that is there specifically to counteract the Celestite Rod Plus that you get from the Morgana trial, which honestly is kind of BS, because that trial is still pretty difficult for people to do, especially to get the upgraded version. And so, you know, for this boss to just walk in and slap you with 5,000 morale on your face, that's like, that's pretty offensive. But anyways, we don't need to worry about that. We're not worrying at all about morale in this. We'll do a little bit of morale regen just to make sure we don't get like too low. So, you know, like we'll have Ling do Blithe Step, Radiance of the Dragon, and Rallying Dance for the attack buff. Starlight Elena. I'm going to use Celestial Brilliance, but honestly, you don't need to. I'm doing this only so that we have like a fair comparison between Starlight Elena and 2B in this particular battle, which honestly, it's not a fair fight. 2B is going to slaughter her, but you know, it's just for comparison's sake. So if you don't have that Celestial Brilliance ability, don't worry about it. The important ability is the Polaris. That is what does the perfect dispel. All right, power breaking, magic breaking, arm and needles. And then, yeah, Maeve is just going to... Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Maeve is going to triple practice swing. 2B is going to LB. All right, this should do something like between 12 and 15% off of Arachne's HP here. All right, yeah, 12%. That's pretty typical. You'll see that her normal form limit burst does considerably more damage, especially since we've just used that. We've just added a 170 times modifier to her limit burst. So yeah. Alright, so to make sure Cacteria doesn't die, one of the things is you could actually take the time to build her, you know, to make sure she has some HP so she doesn't die on this turn. But I am going to have to do a Refreshing Twirl just to make sure Cacteria doesn't die. And then a Celestial Dance. We're going to apply the killer buffs next turn. Alright, Cacteria is actually going to guard because we need her next turn to perfect dispel the barrier. Runda, I'll also just have Runda guard. He doesn't need to do anything. We need to hit the boss with light on this turn, so I'll just have Starlight Elena do that. Maeve is going to do Effective Strategy, Hunting Call, and Wild Guard. 2B is now going to shift. She's going to do True Charge, that just does the light imbue. She's already imbued with light, but it also does the 140% light in peril. Supreme Support Weapon does the 150% light amplify to herself. And then Pod Charge gives her a 400% attack buff. Alright, so she's Cacteria close to death, but she survives it every time, as long as you do that Refreshing Twirl. Otherwise, just don't be lazy like me and actually give her some bulk. You know, give her some HP and some spirit. Poor thing. So neglected. Alright, so now Cacteria is going to Million Needles Assault. That's what does the perfect dispel to get rid of the barrier. And then Mental Breaking Needles and Cactus Break just because she has to have something else to do. Ling is going to do Mechanic Stance for the Machine Killer, Assassin Stance for the Human Killer, and we'll just do Radiance of the Dragon again, just, yeah, because why not? Maeve, we'll just have Maeve, yeah, do triple BS, and triple BS, and 2B will do her LB. So Maeve, Elena, and Runda are going to start to ramp up, you know, we're going to get them to ramp up the chain for us, and then 2B will do her LB and finish the fight. It's going to be 2B, 2EZ. All right. Boom. You see that last hit did over 1 billion by itself, so yeah. Yeah, 2B 2B carries that one. Too easy. Too easy for 2B. Alright, let's check out the spread. Yeah, 2B doing all the damage on that one. Starlight Elena. Yeah, sorry. You had your time in the sun after your intrinsic came out, but yeah, you're just a chain slave now. All right, so yeah, that's just another way to clear it up to level 99. Quick 3-turn clear. Hopefully that was helpful to you. I'll start working on some budget builds. I'm actually kind of interested in trying a sky jump clear now that I got Kamari. I'm gonna get that STMR and. Because this boss is weak to wind, so sky might actually be viable here. So I think I'm going to work on that tomorrow. I'll also work on a budget clear with my EX0 Esther, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. All right. So thank you guys so much for following me, and I will see you on the other side.